Hi, we are in chapter 8, lesson 1. So this is probably the fourth day of 8.1. We talked about the A and how the A makes a graph skinnier with a 2, 3, or 4. So if A is like a 2, a 3, or a 4, then that's going to be a stretch. And then if my A is a fraction, like 1/2, 1/4, whatever, something less than 1, that's called a compression. And a compression is fat. And I said fraction fat. So, to help you remember. So today I'm talking about what happens if I've got a graph that's increasing or decreasing. So, the first thing I want to do is talk about these vocab words. The vocab words, I'll write the definitions with you. All right, increasing. So increasing is going to be the line goes upward. And let me actually zoom in. Okay, so the line goes upward, and that's going to be this direction, looking from left to right. Decreasing is going to be the line goes downward. And the direction is that way, downward. The definition of the word interval is an interval is going to be a section of the graph. A section of the graph. This is always going to be along the x-axis. And I'm looking from left to right. Left to right. Okay. So I'm going to give you some sample lines. I'm going to draw this line going like that. And is this line that you see, is that line increasing or decreasing? What do you think?
Decreasing.
Decreasing. Okay. What if I said I want you to look from left to right, and let's say this was like a person, and the person is going to walk to the right. Is the person going to walk uphill or downhill? Uphill. But you just said it was a decreasing line.
It goes.
What if I erase the arrow? Let's not look at the arrow.
It's increasing.
Now the line is just this. Is that line increasing or decreasing?
Oh,
What? Does it go uphill or downhill?
uphill.
Uphill. It is increasing. The arrow totally messed you up. Because this is an uphill line. Yes, uphill. That always means increasing. I put the arrow there to trick your brain, but it worked. I don't want, though, to trick your brain. All right, now I'm going to do this line, but I'm going to put the arrow there. Is this line increasing or decreasing? Don't let me trick you. Is this line increasing or decreasing? Decreasing is the correct answer. Because it's going from left to right, the way we read a book, it's going downhill. So the arrow, I don't want it to confuse you. All right. So if I have a parabola, I'm going to do two things here. We are going to decide this direction is decreasing. and this direction is increasing. Because we're going to talk about parabolas today and which section, which interval increases and which decreases. All right. So I've got the first example that we're going to talk about. I do want you to use, I've got it on the board here. The left side, the line is decreasing. It's going downward. Less than 0 over here. To the right is greater than 0. This side is increasing. It's going uphill. All right, now, here we go. 4x squared. I'll just tell you the ordered pairs. 4 times negative 2 squared, right? 4 times 4. That's kind of too big. Let's not do the 2 and the negative 2. That's just, I can't even graph 16. Let's start with negative 1. 4 times negative 1 squared. Well, negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 1 times negative 1, agreed? Negative 1 times negative 1? Okay, 1 times 4. So this ordered pair is going to be negative 1 comma 4. 4 times 0 squared. This ordered pair is 0, 0. And then 4 times 1 squared. 1 squared, do the parentheses first, is 1 times 4. 1 comma 4. All right, draw a little graph on the side. I want you to graph it. I don't really need the bottom of the graph because there is no bottom of the graph. So now I'm going to plot these ordered pairs. First one, negative 1 comma 4. The vertex is 0, 0. And then 1 comma 4. The 4 means it's really narrow. And obviously you can see that. All right, so now I want to talk about where is this parabola increasing and where is it decreasing. The middle is 0. Here's 0. Okay, I can't even do my finger. Like, I can kind of, no, I can't do that either. Anyways, on the left side of my pencil, it'd be like negative 1 and negative 2. Over here, is that less than 0 or greater than 0? Over here, is that less than 0 or greater than 0? Less than 0. So this is going to be x is less than 0. And that's going to be written as negative infinity, comma 0. That's interval notation, like we did for domain. This is increasing or decreasing over here? Is this increasing or decreasing? Right here. This line. Right here. Is this increasing or decreasing? Which way? Look over here on the side. Is it increasing or decreasing? This side right here. Decreasing. Where is the graph decreasing? Down here at the bottom. It is decreasing. X is less than 0. All the numbers less than 0. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And I write it as negative infinity, comma 0. And that's going to be, I'm going to draw a little picture over here. Decreasing graphs are going to be like this. Only draw half of the parabola, guys. This is decreasing. The line's going downhill. Okay, what about the other side? X is greater than 0. Positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, 5. What's this line doing right here? Increasing. I'm going to do that in red. And it's greater than 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. X is greater than 0. Does anybody remember how to write that in interval? With the parentheses and the infinity, what do I do? Starts here at 0 and goes to the right. What do you remember? If it starts at 0, it starts increasing at 0 and goes to the right, how do I write that with the parentheses and the...
Positive infinity and 0.
So it would be, actually the 0 would go first because that's where I start, and then, yeah, positive infinity. An increase is x is greater than 0, and I would write 0 comma infinity. And here's the line. So purple and red. You just look at the x, the line that cuts down the middle, and look at the left side. Is the line increasing or decreasing? And then look at the right. Is the line increasing or decreasing? Here's a picture of an increasing, just half the parabola is all I'm going to draw. That's increasing. Decreasing pictures down here, increasing pictures up there. And here's how I write the notation. So this parabola is going upward. All right, I'm going to turn the page because now I'm going to have a downward parabola. Keep your head up. Okay. I'm just going to write down these ordered pairs for you to make it easier. Okay. -2, comma, -12. -1, comma, -3. This is the graph -3x squared. It's downward facing. 0, 0, 1, comma, -3, 2, comma, -12. So there's the graph. I need to draw a picture. Where is this graph increasing?
No way.
I'm going to stick with the same colors. Increasing was red. Okay, is the graph increasing? Here's my middle line. Is it increasing right here, or is it increasing on the right? Less than 0 or greater than 0? Where is the line going uphill?
Left.
On the left, this is increasing. Increasing when it's facing downward looks like this. I know it's opposite of what your brain thinks. Look at this little picture. That line is increasing. It's opposite from the last problem. This is going to be at x is less than 0, right? -1, -2, etc. That's less than 0. And I write that as, starting from the left, negative infinity, and it stops at 0. Negative infinity, and it stops at 0. It is increasing. Let's answer the question on top. I just write the same thing over again, you guys. X is less than 0. Negative infinity, comma, 0. It's going upward. It's increasing. Over what interval, what section is the graph going downward? Where? Less than 0 or greater than 0? Where is it decreasing? The line is going downward. Greater than 0, to the right of 0. That's this. I'm going to draw the picture over here. Looks like that. And it's going to be greater than 0. X is greater than 0, or I put 0, comma, infinity. X is greater than 0, and then I could write it in interval notation, 0, comma, infinity. Because it's like starting at 0 and going higher. Over what interval, what section between what and what is it decreasing? Starts decreasing right here, and it goes to the right. X is greater than 0. And then I would write that as 0, comma, infinity. So when you're answering these questions, these are the kind of answers I want. X is greater than 0, 0, comma, infinity. That's how you answer the question. I'm looking at a graph, and I'm saying, where's the line go uphill? And then where's the line go downhill? And it'll be different depending on if I've got a positive parabola or a negative parabola. All right, number 3. You guys look, is this going to be upward or downward? 2x squared, is that upward or downward? Upward, it's positive. So here's the ordered pairs, guys. I'll just tell you. Negative 2, comma 8, negative 1, comma 2, 0, 0, 1, comma 2, 2, comma 8. All right, graph those points, please. Negative 2, comma 8. It's just a little bit off the graph. No problem. Okay. Now you try. It's similar to the ones we've done before. Where is it increasing and where is it decreasing? So answer those 2 questions. Over what interval, what section, what part is it increasing? What part, what interval is it decreasing? You're going to put the answers right here after the question mark. All right, how does yours look compared to mine? It's decreasing. X is less than 0. And I write that starting from the left, negative infinity to 0. Does this seem okay? Does it seem clear?
Yes.
Where does it go uphill? Where does it go downhill? All right, now we're going to talk about some real life applications. So someday in your life, this will happen. You will have to, put new tile in a bathroom, or put new carpet in a room, or change the wood floor somewhere, whatever it is. And so, can I have a volunteer read example 4? Volunteer read. Yeah, Wyatt.
The owner of a new dance studio is installing wooden floors in all of the dance rooms. How much should the owner expect to spend on flooring for a square room with 15-foot side lanes?
Okay. New floor has to go inside this room. And if I want to know flooring inside here, is that going to be area or perimeter? Inside this square. Area or perimeter? Area? Inside, it is. Look it down below. I've included the formulas for area. I've also included the formulas for a triangle in case you have to do a triangle problem. So, area equals length times width. Okay. This math problem involves me putting new flooring in. They do flooring by square foot in this example. Sometimes it's square yard, sometimes it's square foot. So what that means is I'm going to have 15 across square foot all the way to 15. And then down, I'm going to put a square in a flooring. 15 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? All the squares are going to fill up the entire thing. I'm not going to draw them all. So I need to know how many little squares are going to end up being in this box. How do I figure that math out? You just volunteered. So go on break. New people every time. 15 times 15. You guys, it's length times width. Length times width. 15 by 15. Well, that is 225. And I'm going to say square feet because every little square is a 1 foot by 1 foot. And I'm doing it 15 times. Okay. Now, they've included the price over here. So I've got 225 boxes. The whole flooring. It says that my pricing is $8.75 per square foot. Every little square foot, $8.75. Sorry, let me do it on the video. $8.75 for this one. $8.75. $8.75. $8.75. 225 times. So, talk with your group. What should I do? Should I be multiplying? Should I be dividing? Adding, subtracting? Tell your group and then tell them why. Okay. Did everybody discuss? Don't just sit there in silence because I'm going to call in a group. Table 3. What'd you guys say? Multiply or divide or add, subtract? And then what was the reason? You're right. What was the reason? Like, how'd you know? Exactly. Every single one of these is $8.75. And there's 225 of them. A lot. So I'm going to go 225 times. Ooh, my lead just. Times $8.75. Hold on. $8.75 times 225. This is a lot of money. $1,000 $968.75. That's how much it's going to cost for this dance teacher to put new flooring in. It's a lot of money. And that's installed. The $8.75 means she's paying the installers too. You pay for the wood and then you pay for the labor to get it installed. So $1,968.75. This would be the total price. Okay, that's a lot. All right. I am going to stop the video and explain homework.